We still do have some heavy rainfall across the area, but thankfully it avoided the metro area. And what heavy rains that we have seen, a little bit more than just street flooding. And thankfully that is all it has been. A little bit worse though out over Baton Rouge where we had a flash flood warning. Rain there has ended, but again with the high water levels, it does take some time for all of that to drain. Did have earlier this afternoon around Houma. Thankfully that is done and rainfall wrapping up there. Ongoing street flood issue from around Bogalusa toward Poplarville. Looks like still fairly heavy, and primarily what we have to wait for is just these showers to rain themselves out. These are not moving much, and that has been the issue since yesterday, is that where we do get some heavy rainfall to develop, there really isn't a whole lot of motion in the atmosphere, so these storms just sit. Now, if we didn't get the rainfall today, we at least had the benefit from the passing cloud cover. Notice, though, clearing out over downtown and the metro area, and a lot of sunshine breaking out at the moment. 77 is our current reading, but temperatures actually peaked into the 80s before noon. Then we started to get the pop-up showers around, and while we didn't have anything actually at the airport, we did get the overrunning cloud cover, and that helped to drop our temperatures. Just sometimes being near rain helps you out with our temperatures, and kind of a wide variety. We have some 60s where we still have some ongoing rainfall, or rain just wrapped up 70s, and some lower 80s. And again, we were all warmer before noon and before those showers got going. Dew points upper 60s and lower 70s. It is humid, and unfortunately that humidity not going anywhere anytime soon. We're looking ahead to what is actually going to be a fairly warm stretch of weather going toward the weekend. Forgot to update those headlines. We are looking at a drying trend, so rainfall chances tomorrow a little bit less, and then more so by Wednesday or by Thursday and Friday. And then by this weekend, first big weekend of Jazz Fest, hot and dry. Here's what's going on. We have what's called a zonal flow in the upper atmosphere, basically a west to east flow. There's a little instability in the atmosphere over us. That's why we've had the scattered showers. But generally this upper flow kind of keeps the warm air south, the colder air north. That is going to continue for the next several days. As far as that instability goes, still a little bit of a presence during the day tomorrow. So we'll keep our rain chance during the day at around 40%, I think is probably a good spot. Some models trending a little bit drier than others, but I still think enough instability coupled with daytime heating and plenty of moisture to at least allow for some rain development during the afternoon hours. As we head into Thursday, however, less of a chance, maybe 20-30%, and less still for Friday. Now through the night tonight, again, whatever little thunderstorms are still ongoing in the next couple of hours, there will still be that risk of some street flooding. Tomorrow, far less of a chance, and it's primarily just on the North Shore, and then after that, no risk of any street flooding as our rain chances are diminishing. But I'd mention that upper flow. That's keeping the warmer air south and the cooler air north. That is a pattern which will get buckled during the week, or during the weekend, I should say, as this upper ridging then starts to dominate much of the central and eastern half of the nation. What this upper ridging starts to do is increase the temperature. It also adds compression in the atmosphere, which limits rain development, but when you compress air, you warm the air. So temperatures will be, I think, upper 80s and possibly near 90 as we head into the end of the weekend and the start of next week. And these are the records down at the bottom. We will be flirting with records over the next several days. Today, tomorrow, Thursday, even Friday, records are safe. It's when we get into the upper 80s and lower 90s that we start to see those records possibly put into jeopardy. Again, we'll keep about a 40% chance for some storms during the day tomorrow. Much lower risk of street flooding, and right now from the Weather Prediction Center, only placing a highlighted area across the North Shore. About an isolated rain chance for Thursday and Friday with that building ridge, but once the ridge dominates, highs near 90 by Sunday.